Hello, boys and girls. Mrs. Sadowski here, and I'm back again with Love That Dog. It's day 3 in our little poetry unit online, and hopefully you're enjoying this little novel written in poetry. And I hope that you're having some fun writing your poems. I know that Mr. Ford, Mrs. Jansen, and myself really look forward to reading them all. It's a lot of fun, and then you can, who knows, maybe make your own little poetry books at the very end. So here's the next poem that Jack's teacher read to the class. It's titled The Tiger. And there's this little asterisk, a little star thing by it. And if we look down at the bottom of the page, it says first stanza. Remember from yesterday, I was telling you that poems are organized not by paragraphs, but by stanzas. So the one yesterday had 4 stanzas in it. So this particular poem has more stanzas to it, but they're only showing us the first one. So here we go, The Tiger. Tiger, tiger, burning bright in the forests of the night, what immortal hand or eye could frame thy fearful symmetry? Or maybe they meant to say symmetry. I don't know. But the word is symmetry, right, where 2 things look the same. Notice in this poem, they have the repetition of the ending sound. So we have a rhyming pattern with bright and night. And maybe they were going for I and symmetry, but it's really symmetry. So it could be an AABB attempt. Who knows? But something else. Remember yesterday we were talking about alliteration, that repetition of the same sound at the beginning? Burning brightly. That is 2 words together in the same phrase. So that is an example of alliteration within this poem. Now this tiger, burning bright, is the tiger on fire? I don't think so. It says in the forest of the night. Well, tiger's kind of orange, so maybe it means like it's orange like a fire against the dark green and the shadows of the forest at night. And then it says, what immortal hand or eye could frame thy fearful symmetry? I'm thinking, if you look at a tiger, like its face seems like it could be symmetrical. You could chop it right through the middle, maybe. I don't know. And then I imagine that if it's titled The Tiger, it probably goes on to talk about a tiger. So let's see Jack's reaction to this poem. October 24th. I'm sorry to say I did not really understand the tiger, tiger, burning bright poem, but at least it sounded good in my ears. Here's the blue car with tiger sounds. Blue car, shining bright in the darkness of the night. Who could see you speeding by like a comet in the sky? I could see you in the night, blue car, shining bright. I could see you speeding by like a comet in the sky. Some of the tiger sounds are still in my ears, like drums, beat, beat, beating. So notice, I don't see a lot of repetition at the beginning of anything. I don't see him using alliteration, but I do see that he took that blue car from his original poem on the first day, and he is now adding pieces very similar to the tiger poem. So he's got the same kind of rhyme scheme going on, but no alliteration. October 31st. Yes, you can put the 2 blue car poems on the board, but only if you don't put my name on them. Why wouldn't he want people to know it was him who wrote them? Do you think he's a little self-conscious about his poetry? November 6th. They look nice typed up like that on blue paper on a yellow board, but still don't tell anyone who wrote them, okay? And what does anonymous mean? Is it good? Where do you think he might be seeing the word anonymous? After all, she didn't tell anyone who wrote them. Do you think perhaps she wrote the poem by anonymous? Maybe. And is that a good thing? It's not good or bad, right? November 9th. So we've already been through September and October. So now we're moving into the 3rd month. November 9th. I don't have any pets, so I can't write about one. And especially, I can't write a poem about one. Could you write a poem about a pet even if you don't have a pet? Sure you can. But apparently he does not want to. November 15th. Yes, I used to have a pet. I don't want to write about it. You're going to ask me, why not, right? He used to have a pet, but he doesn't want to write about it. Why wouldn't someone want to write about their pet? Do you think maybe something happened to his pet? Maybe he lost his pet, or maybe his pet died. Maybe he had to give his pet away. I don't know. November 22nd. Pretend I still have that pet? Can't I make up a pet? A different one? Like a tiger or a hamster, a goldfish, turtle, snail, worm, flea? It's kind of interesting. At first, he's like, I can't write about a pet if I don't have a pet. Now he's admitted that he had a pet, but he doesn't want to write about the pet. I wonder why. And then he wants to know if he could just make up a pet. Kind of funny if he said he had a pet tiger, right? Not a normal pet for people. All right, so let's get into the poetry that we're working on. Yesterday, we were talking about alliteration. And so, I know that these poems have repetition with rhymes, but rather than using rhyme, because, well, you probably have done lots of things in the past with rhyme, we want you to focus on alliteration. We want you to know what alliteration means for figurative language purposes, but we also want you to be able to write an alliteration poem. So what is an alliteration poem? An alliteration poem is when you repeat the beginning consonant sounds of words to create similar sounds in the pattern. Okay? So basically you pick a letter that you want to use and you're going to be repeating the sound. So here's the sample. Baboon by Jacqueline Ortiz. A brilliant blue baboon. Notice what sound are we repeating? It's the B sound, right? The B. Blew bubbles brightly into the ballet. Baffled by the brainy bobcat, he bounced over. His brain was boggled as he bellowed a song to his beloved. The brainy bobcat blushed and bit him. Okay, kind of a silly poem, right? And that's okay. You can have fun with these. They can be serious. They can be funny. You are the author. You determine the mood of your poem. But what we're asking you to do is to make sure you're using alliteration. We want that beginning sound repeated as frequently as you can. So how do you do that? Well, a good start is to have a piece of paper, okay? Because when you go to type, your screen looks like this. And notice there's a tip over here on the side. If you don't like yellow, you don't have to use yellow. You can actually change the color of your typing area, and the directions for how to do so are over here on your slide, which is really nice. So I'm not going to worry about doing that right now, but I am going to look, if I had a title and I have to come up with a poem, yes, this is the space to type in, right? But while I'm trying to think of my ideas, I might want to have the example in front of me. And a good idea is to have a piece of paper in front of you. And on that piece of paper, you might want to think of something that you want to write about. Maybe you want to write about a cat. Cat starts with C. Cat also makes the K sound. So it's not just any C word. You need the C words that start with K. So you could have a carrot, and you could have a cucumber, and it could be cute. What else goes with a cat? K. It could creak in the creek, right? Like a creaky sound, but a creek that goes bubbling by. If you have a dictionary at home, you could look up words with a certain letter to get some other ideas for words. So if you wanted to do a cat, your whole poem would need to use as many of those C words making that K sound that you could come up with. If you needed to use a K word, that could also give you that K sound as well. Maybe you wanted to write about money. That's not an animal, it's a thing. And a lot of people like money. They might think, so on your brainstorm, you might go, okay, money, magnificent, multiples. You might think of majestic, magnificent, material. Maybe you would buy magazines with your money. Maybe there's a man that gave you the money. Maybe the man managed to manipulate your money. Maybe the man made more money for me. Who knows, right? The point is that you want to use M words if your first thing is an M. Okay? So it's up to you. You get to decide what letter of the alphabet you want to use. Some letters are a little bit easier than others to work with. I don't recommend using an X. That's a pretty hard one to keep that sound repeating and write a decent poem. But hey, if you're up for a challenge, you could try it. Again, a dictionary is going to be a great friend if you have a book dictionary. The online dictionary won't be so helpful. But if you have a book that you could use, you could get some ideas by looking up words in a dictionary. And just really, take some time. Just brainstorm a bunch of words and then have some fun putting it together. Can't wait to see what you come up with, boys and girls.